Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome once again. Once again, it is me, your humble host, Temidire Oluleye. And it's a brand new month. Yeah, brand new month. We just entered into February 2020. Yeah. And it's yet another edition of the program The Rising. And I have a very handsome guy, a very, very handsome guy
Indeed.
beside me here. Before we started this shoot, I was telling him that he's looking more, finer than me. It's not supposed to be so, but anyway, we bless God for that.
No, but
Yeah.
of course you're looking on point.
Thank you,
Yes, you are.
thank you. So here we have a guest on our show today, and it's a very good, yeah, good. You'll be surprised I'm saying this. He's a good young man. He's kind in his own way. I've been opportune to have spoken with him too many times, and that motivated me to actually bring him to the show. Like we all know, the aim of this program is to motivate, is to stir up, is to inspire as many of us out there that we have ambitions, that we have dreams and goals and vision, to inspire us to start up something, to go for whatever we believe in, whatsoever we are passionate about, for us to go for it because our generation is waiting for it. So on the show today, I want you to join me and welcome this young man, Mr. Israel Isaac. He is an actor. Yeah, he's a good man. So I'll just leave him to just do the introduction because I may not introduce him proper. So yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much,
You're
Ife.
welcome. Yeah.
My name is Isaac Israel Udochukwu. Some people know me as Obago, some people know me as Udos Laniga, some people know me as LAB, which is laugh and bow. All
Wow.
right, I'm a thespian, and that means I'm a performance artist, and that is what I love to do. It's something you wake me up any time of the day or night, and then I'm ready to give it a go. You understand? So that's what I do. That's what I studied. Um, by virtue of how far I've gone, I am basically pursuing my PhD in theater arts. Okay, so let's keep it at that for now. Probably when the questions keep
Okay.
coming, I don't know what else to do
Okay.
or what else to say.
Okay. So Mr. Laugh. Yeah. I'm just hearing that for
You
the
can use
first
Obago
time.
for now.
Okay. Mr. Obago,
Yes,
aka Laugh
and
and Bow. Yes, just and I love that. I love that. So I'll start calling you that from
okay,
today henceforth.
okay,
So Mr. Obago
yes,
Isaac Israel. Yes. So how did it all started? When did you develop this passion to go into performing arts?
okay. All right. Well, from childhood, I like when I say from childhood, like from the age 3, 4, 5, I could still remember as far back as then that I always loved to make people happy. I like to stay on the front line. Like I'm not the shy type. I'm not the very very shy type, and so I back then in school and then in church, I used to attend Sunday schools, and then we have this drama group, and then this Mary and Joseph kind of drama, and the story of David, the story of Abraham. That was how it all started. And then when I got into secondary school, I also continued that way. I liked to talk to people. I liked to do small presentations. Then actually, in my secondary school, that's about the time I was doing my junior work. That is GS3. I passed for sciences.
Okay.
Okay, but I knew that I wasn't going to go far because I hated calculation. I always say it's in any interview I go to, I don't like calculation. There was a day I was actually solving a particular maths, and then those days I went to a very public school, and then you know, instead of you teaching us maths in the morning, they put maths after break. You see that when we've gone to play football and we are all sweating along, and then you're coming to the class and everything is looking so strange to you, to me. And so one day I looked up and I said, God, who created or who invented mathematics? Okay, so I passed for science, but then I didn't. After about one term in the science class, I told myself, I'm not cut out with this um, nitrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon thing, and all the formulas and everything. So I decided to go to my teacher, and I told her, look, please, ma, I want to go to arts. That's where I think I'm going to find my dream. You know? And so that was why I went to science class in second term of SS1, and then from there I kicked it up. And I was the first in my school then, back then in 2002, 2003. I was actually the first ever senior prefect to actually come from an arts class. It's usually science classes, you know. You know. And from there, I I didn't fail JAM, but I didn't get into university through JAM. You understand? Because my cutoff mark wasn't enough to get me into um, the course I wanted to study. Back then, I actually put in for um, communication and language arts and theater arts. You understand? So eventually, I started with distance learning program, that's DLC. We had about 400 and something people in my class. We don't even know ourselves. We don't know everybody in the class because we're so much. And then eventually, I came out as first five best students in the midst of 400 and something people, and then I was able to get a direct entry, and then I also came out as one of the best students in my class in the BA level, that's the Bachelor of Arts degree, and then from there went to South, came back, and then I decided to also put in for a master's. I have my master's, and now I'm pursuing a PhD in the same art. Okay, outside that, I've been doing productions. I've done more than 250 plays. That's stage performances. That's that. And then done quite a couple of films, quite a couple of TV series. I do jingles, voiceover artist, and all the rest of it. So I do MC for weddings and birthday parties and all the rest. So that's my passion. That's what I love to do, and that's what I've been doing.
You just took us down the memory lane.
Yes.
And in the course of this memory lane you took us down to,
Yes.
I believed you were able to go far, or you were able to actually accomplish your passion via the platform you had, which was the education now.
Of course.
And it sounds so easy.
No, no, it's not that easy.
Okay.
Okay, let me give you a hint to hi I've achieved what I've achieved so far, because I'm not there yet. I've not even arrived at all. I am still, you know, on the verge of getting to where I want to be. You know, back then in secondary school, I lost my dad when I was 12 years old,
Okay.
and my dad was the breadwinner of my family. He was a staff of the University of Ibadan. My mom was a petty trader. She also lost her job 2 years later after my dad died.
Wow.
And so when I say lost her job, like where she was, you know, this university policies. Each government comes with different policies, and then probably where you think you were making sales before, they tell you that they want to erect a structure there, and then you have to move and all the rest of it. So, you know, before you knew it, the business crumbled, and then coupled with the fact that mom now became diabetic, and since then till now we've been managing her so far, and so I lost my dad when I was in GS2, and trust me, it wasn't smooth. I had to do odd jobs. I wash clothes for people. I I I tend to gardens, like cut the grass, tend to grasses. You know, it's this what's it called? There's this particular big scissors that they use to design the grasses to look, the flowers to look neat and all. I sweep. I went into farming. I don't like farming, but I just needed to do it. In fact, there was a particular point in time when I was arrested on a farm. That was my first time of ever going into the security station of the university. This agriculture farm. There's this agricultural department. So there's this time of the year when they go into farming and then to practicalize what they've learned, you know, in their classes. And so they were supposed to till the ground, make heaps, and all the rest of it. So people, most of the students who are very lazy, okay, tend to call people from outside to come and
Okay.
help them to till the ground, and then they give them a token, and then they continue from there, probably do the planting or something. So that morning, I woke up in the morning. We lived inside the University of Ibadan. So I left home very early in the morning with a hoe and a cutlass. My mom asked me where I was going, so I said I was coming because that time I needed money to, prepare for jam and all the rest of it. I was attending jam class, and I also needed to register for jam. You know, so I was there on the farm that very morning. The guy told me to come and help me finish his work. And then I went. So I think prior to that day that I went that very early morning, that's the day before that day, there is this set of people who came from the other community inside the same university, you know, that came to burn the farm. Like they set the bush on fire. And I think part of their rules is that you do not set bush on fire because there's a certain nutrient that it loses,
Yeah.
when you burn those bush, as an agriculture student. So they were burning the bush to kill bush rats like grass cutter and all those things. So and that comes with a penalty from the lecturers. Once they see that, you lose a certain uh, amount of mark. So this very morning when I got to the farm, you know, where they burnt that farm was far, far away from where I was, tilling the ground. I don't like tilling the ground. It wasn't something I love to do. But because of the little change, how much then? 300 naira. Yes, to till a land that was almost 70 meters long, almost 100 meters. You understand? And then a 6 meter, a 6 foot or 7 foot width. You understand? Something of this nature. 7 foot width, and then almost 100 meter in distance. You know. And so I went that very morning, and then as I was still in the ground, this young man came from the other end of the farm and started running. I was going, I'm going to kill somebody today. All those people that burnt my farm, that made me to want to lose my mark, and if I catch them. So the guy came to me. I was afraid. You understand? When he came to me, he said, "Are you from so? Are you from Abadina?" I said, "No, no, I'm not from Abadina. Although I actually lived in Abadina, but back then at that particular time, we had already left Abadina, which is also one of the communities inside the University of Ibadan. You get it? So we already stay in Naminawe, which is also that's staff quarters. And so when this guy came to me, I was very scared. I was still young. I was scared, and he was like, "Tell me, are you part of the Aba?" I said, "No, no, 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 no." So out of that fear, that because I know that back then I had this idea that once the lecturer knows that the students employed outsiders to come and help them farm, they will lose mark. I was afraid. I took off. I started running, and then they caught me. This guy came. There was a guy coming to farm that morning. If you see his cutlass, it was so sharp, and it was like, if I move, that it's going to cut me into pieces. I said, "Okay, sorry." They caught me. They caught me, and then that was how I was snapped, and then they dragged me. They beat me up and all that. I said, "I don't know anything about this bush burning that you're talking about." That was one day I could not forget. I would never forget in my life. So they took me to the lecturer. The lecturer looked at me and was like, "It's none of his business. There's nothing else to do with me that he's concerned about." So they now took me to the security office. From 6 a.m., I was there till like 5 p.m. Back then, I liked food, but I was quite brilliant, but I liked food. So not eating from morning till night, and then I was, you know, that was the first time they had to put some kind of chain on my hand, not a handcuff, sort of, but just to make me immobile. I started thinking about something. I told myself, why did I leave my house? Why I should have just stayed at home. You understand? And then when after different searching around for those guys, those guys that came to arrest me now came that they are sorry, that they have caught the real people who actually burnt their bush, and then they left me alone. So that's part of my story.
Yeah.
Apart from that, schooling wasn't fun for me because when you don't have people, when your family is everybody is also trying to make ends meet on their own. They are all concentrating on each other. Everybody's concentrating on how to make ends meet. So nobody's supporting each other. Not because we don't want to support, but because the means is not there at that moment. You understand? So we had to make ends meet somehow. So I had to work. I had to do odd jobs, different kind of jobs. wash pants, wash bra.
Are you
Yes,
serious?
it's that crazy just to make money. You understand? And everything I was putting in on feeding and also going to school, paying for my little bills here and there. So when I got into university, it continued. But with the grace of God and the help of socializing and meeting wonderful friends. I don't want to mention names, but I don't know how far this video is going to go. But there are people whose names, when I mention it, um, I just want to appreciate them. There are people like Austin. There are people like the Emeroles, the Obutis family. Um, I appreciate my mother because she's been a wonderful woman. Taking care of six boys and a girl. You know, when your husband died, when your second to the last born is actually 12 years old. You understand? And I'm in my 30s now. You should know how it is. So it wasn't fun. It wasn't rosy. Have you imagined you having to beat deadline of probably you want to buy a textbook or you want to pay for practicals and all the rest of it, and then everybody has paid and you have not paid yours? So there's this feeling that you get when you cannot concentrate on the studies because you have not done the right thing in terms of paying all the necessary bills. You get it? And that's how I survived. Okay, we're still pushing it. I've actually made some good money through acting and through performance and through entertainment out there, but then I'm not yet where I want to be. But the truth is, the ride has been fun so far, and it can only get better. Yes.
So you said, talking about the event of you being arrested and
Yes.
beaten
Yes.
on a
Mind you, it wasn't a
Sunday.
police station. It was a
Okay.
security,
Yeah,
the security
you were
outfit of
still
the university.
arrested, you were
Yes.
still beaten,
Yes, I
you
was
were
beaten,
still molested, let's
so to
put it
speak.
that way.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I was manhandled.
So at a point, you said you began to think
Yes.
that what made you leave the house that
Yes.
morning.
Yes.
You know, there are so many people out there, including me myself. There have been points in my life whereby I felt like is it worth really fighting for? Is it, can't I just give up on this kind of picture of life that I want for myself, that I'm trying so hard to have a grip of?
Yes.
So at that point, when that thought came, I know it's the thought of quitting,
Yes, exactly.
because you will have thought about it. Okay, 300 naira. I'm just being harassed. I'm molested this way because of 300 naira. Because I'm trying to gather money for my jam and all this stuff to pursue my passion.
Okay, let me cut you there. You go back, but let me quickly bring in something that I missed out when I was giving you the discourse. The guy that actually gave me that portion to do was so scared because the guy who came to meet me to ask me if I was part of the people that burnt his bush was actually a cultist. So because I was telling the guy, why can't you tell them that I am not involved? I am not part of these people. You saw me yesterday. You contracted me yesterday evening, and you saw when they were burning the bush, and then you left, and then I left. So why can't you just tell this guy that I am not involved in this bush burning? It was later when they released me that the guy had to tell me that, look, why I couldn't tell you, or why I couldn't speak up for you, was because those guys you see that came to meet you are not ordinary guys in the university back then. If, for instance, had spoken for, if he had spoken for me, probably they would have gone to his room and then beat him up because they are cult. They were actually cult guys back then, and they were well fed. You know, they people are always afraid of them in school back then. So that was part of the reason why this other guy who actually contracted me for the job, for the tilling of the ground, couldn't say anything. And so I was like, it wasn't fun. It was crazy. A lot of things started going through my mind, running through my mind, you know. And like I said, they're all part of one's experience in life. I have different experiences to share, but that's just one I'll never forget in my journey to um, where I am today.
So you never gave up,
Yes.
not minding the thoughts that were coming up.
Yes. Yes.
And you never gave up because of what?
In life, if you don't have passion for something, I don't know. I'm using my own words now. I think that person is just existing and not living. That's how I see it. You're only existing, you're not living. Okay. The drive to see happy people, happy moments, happy places, and happy faces. That is what has always, given me that cutting edge that I needed. You understand? And I have a motto right from back then. I have a motto: when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. You understand? And whatever is worth doing at all is worth doing well. On time.
So I want to get something.
Yes.
For each passion or potentials that God has given to everyone.
Yes.
It is for the benefit or the service of humanity.
Yes, exactly. Not really for you.
Yes.
Not really for you. Yours is to, stay alive, and if you're like a vessel, you understand? Like I'm not so much into the scriptures and all this, and I don't want to bring about. There's this concept of vessel unto honor and vessel unto dishonor. You understand? It's about, you see, to whom much is given, much is expected. But you can't be given if you don't stretch out your hands. You understand? And when you stretch out, giving and taking is, there must be a stretching. The person giving is stretching, the person taking is stretching. Okay? So the concept of life itself is giving. Whatever you have is not yours. You have to give out. You have to you just have to reach out to people. And then you know what? The more you give out, the more you share from what you have, the more you gain. You understand?
And I also get something. I got something there. That when you let out your potential,
yes,
it becomes a blessing to people.
Of course.
Then when you don't let it out,
yes,
it also affects people in a negative way.
Of course.
Because there are people that may be going through depression.
Oh, about depression.
And you have
let me come in there. About depression, trust me, if there's anything I've taught more than food in this life, like probably when I'm hungry, is the fact that I've thought about suicide more than 100 times. Yes, I've thought about suicide a lot of time. But you see, I don't let it keep me down. It takes me down, but I don't let it keep me down. Because in keeping me down, that means I've lost it. There is always this grace that God has given me to be able to pull out of it and then look ahead. Okay? So when I look ahead, I forget about the things that is happening around me at that moment, and then look towards that shining light that I'm seeing at the end of the tunnel.
And maybe a day will come, you have to film that aspect. Maybe it will be a blessing to someone that may be going through depression. Because yes,
of course, trust me, I know about depression.
Yeah, why I brought that aspect is that you are into entertainment.
Yes.
And you are so passionate about this, and you've allowed it to take shape in your life. You've worked towards it. And believe it or not, there are people or destinies out there that need your gift for them to rise.
Of course.
For instance, now let's assume there's someone that's been designed that this person is going to shake his or her world, is going to be a great businessman or a lawyer, just as an example. And at a point in that person's life, he or she has thought of committing suicide.
Of course.
He or she has thought of giving up on himself.
Yes.
Okay, now you are fulfilling your role
of
an entertainer.
Yes.
And that person is just opportune to have the chance to watch one of your movie.
Yes.
Talking about how to step up, not to let go of hair. And automatically that person's jacks up. Life comes up in that person again that I can do this. And you are fulfilling your purpose.
Yes.
And your purpose is enhancing another purpose and destiny. So, and this can only be possible when you follow your passion.
That's true.
Because like you said the money is not yet there,
Yes.
but you are still pushing on
Yes.
because you are passionate about it.
Yes.
And you didn't let that experience of 300 naira to bring you that.
No, no,
Because
not
there are people that, yeah, that's the power of passion.
Mm.
The power of passion, the power of will. When the will is strong, you can go through anything. But once the passion is not there, it becomes an issue. It can't
Yes.
last.
True.
You can't run it. Yeah, so that's a very beautiful one. So let's assume now you had this passion, then the opportunity of going to school, because school gave you a speed
Mhm.
or a platform for
Yes.
this.
Yes.
So let's assume the opportunity. As many people are there, there may not be opportunity to go to school, but they have this passion of going to performing art. Let's assume the education wasn't there for you. How would you have scaled through? What will you, yeah, somebody is out there saying doesn't understand, it's because he was opportune to go to school, he had the platform, the school gave him the platform. Me, I don't have any. So what will you say to that person?
Okay, first, my parents didn't pay my school fees.
Mm.
Okay, I had to work. And secondly, there is formal education and informal education. You understand? There are mechanical engineers who went to the university and they don't even know jack. Okay, about how to handle a car, auto mechanics, and then it's actually people who actually are on the street. And you get what I'm saying? I mean, they give me 13 spanner, and then when you make a mistake, they hit your your wrist with a spanner, and then you know that okay, I'm supposed to bring 13 at home. People who are actually sometimes I wish I went to a polytechnic, because that's where where you get the practical.
Yeah, the second person
You understand?
saying this to
Okay,
me now.
because really I don't think anything beats a hands-on experience. I mean, when you are actually attached to what you're doing, yes, it's good to go to school because it helps you to build a professional profile. But at the same time, it's excuse me.
Sorry.
All right. Sorry. I have sinus. All right. So the point is, out there, what you need to do is to do something. An idle hand is the devil's workshop. Just find yourself doing something and then do it right. Okay. I know a couple of people who didn't even go to school, and they've badged professorship in their field of profession. We have people like Amanike, this woman that does tie and dye, and she's from Kogi State. Okay, you can imagine having universities like Harvard calling her to come and teach stuff like that,
Wow.
and then she didn't go to school. Do you get it? We have other people like that. Some of these Yoruba orators who had to travel abroad to go and teach Yoruba language. You understand? It's because they took it, that was their passion. They understood the essence of language. Okay? And you had to go to school to learn it. They learned it orally, through oral translation and all the rest of it. So what am I trying to say in essence? It's all about you finding yourself doing something, okay? And giving it time. Whatever you do, you have to give it time. If you don't give it time, it will not grow. That's it. That is it.
I'm deep in thought already. And I'm speechless. I'm speechless. So yeah, we are approaching the final stage now.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself, or this your driven passion, taking you to in the next, let's say, yeah, I won't go far. Usually ask like 5 years, but I won't go far. In the next 2 years from now.
That's a very big one.
In the next 2 years.
I am someone who takes the day one at a time. You understand? But then, all things being equal, I want to have established more in the area of filmmaking. Probably get married. Yes, because I'm old enough to get married.
Oh, invite me, oh, buy
Yes,
Ashwebi.
and thirdly, I hope I can be able to have visited places that are really very, very, I love traveling. I wish I could visit Canada, basically Canada or US, or basically Canada and US. I love those places. I love Spain. I wish I can get a tour to Spain, you know, because I have one or two things I need to learn about that country. Understand? I don't. I believe in seeing it, going there and seeing it, than just reading it or reading about it. You know. I also hope that I will be able to be deep into my PhD program, either in Nigeria or outside Nigeria, depending. So that's it. I don't have much, and then be healthy and still continue to make people happy with my work.
So, what has been your backbone? I discovered from the conversation you were hardworking,
Of course.
you were passionate about what you wanted,
Yes.
you didn't relent, you didn't give up,
Yes.
you didn't doubt on what you could offer.
Yes.
So, coupled with this, is there any other thing, or yeah, with the help of your friends as well and family, is there any other person or personality that has, you know,
You know, the most important thing in life is not to stay um in solitude. Sometimes solitude is good, but then you need to build relationship with people who can help you shape on your destiny. That is how I see it. I have a couple of friends have been who have been very, very helpful during my downtime. You understand? And they've been my strength. Yes, God, number one. You understand? You cannot do anything in life without understanding the God factor. Okay, but relationship matters. The kind of friends you keep matters a lot. Okay, interestingly, I have all manner of friends, but when I say my intimate, people who would call me now and then I listen to them. If you don't have those kind of friends, I mean, there's a problem. If you don't have people who can tell you, oh boy, you are going out of range, come back, or you are doing these things wrong, get yourself right. You understand? We all need people like that in our lives. They are not much. They are not much at all. They are not much. Okay, and they have been the set of people who have helped me to stay focused, and with the help of God, I am focused, and I
okay,
will continue to remain focused until we hit the target.
okay.
Yes.
So finally, um, there's someone out there, a set of people out there. What are you going to give to them? As in, they are passionate about something,
Okay.
they want to go for it. What will be your word to them?
Okay. A journey of 1,000 miles, they say, starts with a step. One step at a time, you continue to close the distance.
Hmm.
If you are out there listening to me, nothing good comes easy. There's a statement that says that success is like wringing water. You know when you say wring, when you squeeze water, success is like wringing water out of a rock and collecting it at the end of a funnel. At the end of a funnel, like you
Wow.
carry rock like this, you can't squeeze rock, you can't put funnel. No be say you put am straight into the bottle or into the container that you want to use to drink directly. You now allow that rock, that water you squeeze out of the rock, to go through a funnel before you collect it at the end of the funnel. What does that mean? It takes time. What that means that when you allow it, when you give it time, you value it. So give it time, value whatever you're doing. That's all. Nobody can appreciate your work if you do not appreciate your work. Like I tell people when I'm performing, if you can't feel it, they can't feel it. You have to feel it first. That way they can feel it. So don't give up. And remember, suicide is not an option. because you didn't come to this life by mistake. I've been there before. Whenever I remember that there are people, I have different people who call me on daily basis that, bros, you can't give up now because we are actually at your back. We are actually following your step. All right. So suicide is not an option. So if you're out there thinking about suicide, please, you didn't make yourself. Okay. Know that if you actually take your life, you didn't own your life. You were given. So let the owner of the universe take care of that. And I'm sure he has wonderful thoughts for all of us. So keep it that way and stay positive, stay happy, keep happy, smiling faces all the time.
I'm moved to, if I think I'm praying in my spirit already. I'm a praying person, and I know, yeah, he knows I'm a praying person. That's an aspect I can't write off. And this is the first time I'm going to be doing this seriously on this show. This is the first time, like seriously, this is the first time. Yeah, my dear, you definitely go places.
Thank you.
You
And you
go
too.
places,
And you too.
and God will elevate you, will give you unimaginable speed, and He will calm every form of storms around you.